Jean Francois. How are you?
Hi everybody, hi Almas. Thanks again to give me this opportunity to take into motivation, not only for coronavirus, but for every day, for every step of your life, you need to be motivated.
The primemost word, the word which really matter is to move, make a move.
It's the essence, the etymology of the word motivation. Motivation comes from Latin motivus, and motivus means to move.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are very special day, and since everybody world over they are in quarantine, so we have got a lot of challenges at our hand, and one of the challenge being is when we are emotionally low. Being in quarantine, sometimes you need that motivation to get going in your life, and you look for those people who can really motivate you, who can uplift your that desire to continue that spark in your life. We have a very special friend with us today, and he is joining me from Paris, Jean Francois, and the guy is a renowned person for many reasons. One of the primemost thing about him is that he is a tremendous, most sought after motivational speaker. And as I mentioned earlier, this guy featured on the front pages of the Forbes a few months back. Lot of passion, great entrepreneur. But the best thing about him, whenever I meet or get to talk to him, he is never short of those words which can motivate you, which can uplift you. Let me introduce my friend Jean Francois. Hi Jean Francois, how are you?
Hi everybody, hi Almas. Thanks again to give me this opportunity to take and to take some time to help people. Because yes, my friend, you're absolutely right. In those very special times, and special and more than ever, times that nobody has ever seen and live in the life, you need motivation. But motivation not only for coronavirus, but for every day, for every step of your life, you need to be motivated. You know, if we just take, you know, we will have the opportunity to take and make several speeches about motivation. The thing is, where does that word come from? Where the etymology? What's the etymology of this word? And if you know, it's very strange because it's come, you know, we know that many things in civilization came from Greece and Roman. And Roman defined motivation as to be the word motivus. And you know what motivus means?
What is that?
Motivus.
Okay.
Motivus.
Right.
And motivus just means one thing, unbelievable, because I didn't get on the sort I've made some Latin studies, but it was years ago. I was almost 2 years old, maybe 18. But the point is, I didn't, when we went started move teammate, I didn't get on the Latin word back, you know, since I was maybe 11 years old. And I found a very special thing. Motivus is to move.
Okay.
Motivation, yeah.
Yeah, so
We decided to.
So when it comes to the motivation, the primemost word, the word which really matter is to move, make a move.
It's the essence, the etymology of the word motivation. Motivation comes from Latin motivus, and motivus means to move. Unbelievable. But to move, you know, what we have, you know, to move is a definition of to move is to be, man is in motion. And if I just come back, you know, when I was a young guy and I didn't know what my life could be, you know, I had some, I would say, skills in sales. And if I just link that word to what my president said, I was a young guy and say, Jean-Francois, never forget one thing. Life is like swimming. The day you stop swimming, you sink.
All right. So you continuously need to swim.
Yeah, so motivation, motivus, move, swimming, he said, he was right. And I think I've never stopped, swimming in my life, but moving. But moving means, okay, what we try to do on the motivation side, I don't want to tell you something about academic things and because it can go on psychology. The thing is, it has to be applied. If you want to seduce a woman or if you want to be good salesman, okay, you have lessons, you have training, but the point is, you are on the field, you are on the ground. You need to be good and to understand. So the thing is, what I will try to do with you and for you people is try to understand how you can, in everyday life, do something positive and move. And to move, there's one thing is, what does, if we say motivation, move, okay, I move. Does it mean, okay, I move, I dance? No. Moving is a total state of mind. It's a,
okay.
kind of package. You move in your brain. You move in your body. You move, you make action. You move in your life, in your love, in your business, in your happiness, And the thing is, everything linked. It's not I move.
Right.
What does I move mean? I move is just, okay, I wake up and in the evening I go sleeping. And in the middle of the day, I make a walk. Yeah, it's not enough. Your brain has to be, what Latin means, because they're very deep thinkers, and so the Greek and many civilization. But the point is, I have to move my brain. For example, people are staying home today, and we'll see later, but it's one thing. Can they move staying home? We'll study in the next part, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You can always move. We are moving, my friend. Can you imagine we're in a world. You're in Pakistan. I'm in France. We must be 13 hours flight and we're talking live.
True.
Can you imagine our grandfather? Can you imagine the chance we have in that world? We are moving. Now we are moving. You are moving. Your team is moving. We are moving, and we moved since about some days to just put this in place. And this is the definition of motivation.
Jean, I have got a question here that it's a very important, as you explained, that we need to move. We need to move our mind. We need to move our body. But under current circumstances, as I said, it's a very limited movement that we can make both with our body and the mind and the love. All this is limited now. When the surroundings are so limited, how to really invoke these things in our day-to-day life?
Okay. In the definition of motivation, we find two main topics. I would say the intrinsic motivation and the extrinsic motivation.
Right.
So I move, motivation, moving is, in that field. If we say intrinsic motivation means intrinsic means, okay, I have a point of interest. I must have an interest on my family, on my wife, on the birds, I never saw the birds, okay, like they are today, if we just see what happens in the world, we see animals, everywhere, and maybe on your balcony, and they say, okay, I didn't notice the color, and it is a kind of moving. Or I didn't know because my son was going to school all day. He was so intelligent in that field, and I will help him to do this. You know what I mean? So this is moving. Or for example, myself, I'm a spoiled guy. Everybody has ever cooked for me. I don't know why. But I was surrounded by very nice people who cooked for me, and I didn't have time to cook. And the thing is, I'm not done. I'm cooking. And and they say...
So Jon, you mean this is an internal reward for you. Internal reward, this is the happiness that you get, a satisfaction that you get out of this phenomenon.
Yes, this is open your eyes. Maybe we were blind. You know what I mean? I see, even myself. I see the world very differently. About what I'm expecting from the world, and the thing is, you are moving. You can call your friends that you never talk about. You can, we put with you something that thinking could be, what is going to be the world after the coronavirus. There are so many subjects, and every day you can think of it, because your life is going to change forever. And I mean forever. And it's not me, because I am not, a guru or stuff like this. I'm just a guy who was able to collect informations, because I speak in, as you know, many conferences worldwide, and I've, dealt with big clients all around the world. And since I am a kid, I hate telling bullshit, I'm sorry for the word, to anyone. So I have a big collection of information, and I try to synthesize this, because
that information we are trying to get out of you, Jon. That's why we desire you to talk to our people. Now tell me the other side of motivation. You said one which is more like internal kind of a thing, but what is the other side of the motivation, the second part of the motivation?
it's the intrinsic motivation.
Okay.
Intrinsic motivation is, something like you do, something that you do because you're involved in something, or into something else, and a kind of means to an end.
Yeah, like you want to make money for your living. You want the physical reward, actually monetary reward. Actually, you like do your professional things to make both end meet. Actually.
Well, the thing, it could be something, yes, it could be this, but it could be also something very strange. Because, sometimes you do things like you don't even think of them, But in extrinsic, I would say, I knew this since I knew this really well since I'm a kid. I was shy, and I didn't know if I could have success with, woman in my life. And I said, okay, if I am not myself so self-confident, I will do two things, I will take pictures, and I'm a photographer, and I will play music, and this is also the extrinsic motivation.
If I have to sum this up, I'll say for your intrinsic thing, you do photography and you play music. And for your extrinsic, you make a lot of money, you make those millions and all that actually. This is if I have to define that like this. Is it like this?
Yes, it's like the snookers, when you play balls with snookers, you just try to push the ball on the carpet, and it goes this way and it goes that way and finally goes,
All right, you want to pay some tribute to Jon?
Yeah, I would like to pay some tribute to a guy who is talking to me now, because he was the first guy who moved with me about, 8 years ago or more, in an hotel in Monaco.
In Monte Carlo, we met in Monte Carlo, Jon.
I was having a conversation with people, and then when I finished the conversation, the guy came to me and said, I think we could be friends, and I would like to thank that guy that being his friend today and being my friend today. It's called Almas, and that guy really moved, because he came to me, I didn't know him, and you moved, my friend. And this is because of this kind of action that we can do many other things to good people all around the world. Let's move.
Thank you so much. Now I'll leave a lot of that information for the next program that we are going to have with you. But right now, tell me, you sent us hundreds of the pictures from Paris the other day, which we displayed on our TV, and people, they loved it. People, they said those pictures are mesmerizing. The grandiosity of Paris was reflected through the picture. Thank you very much for that. But the other thing that you mentioned, that you play music. Can you play a little guitar for us or sing for us, that we all feel elevated today, motivated today? Like we can still make our quarantine look happy? Is it going to be in French?
in time of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my heart of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much for your time. And we are going to have another chat on after a couple of days. And motivation is going to remain our topic actually.
Yes, so Multimate and will be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, guys, and stay here because life is rock and roll and we need to live.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that was a great chat with Jean Francois, and he is such a lively person. And whenever I get to meet and the time we spend, not a single second you feel that you don't have that energy. And this is perhaps what is required. I'm just trying to put up that energy into your quarters, into your bedroom, into your houses, because we all need that kind of motivation to carry on with our things, despite being limited with the resources, with our movement and all that. He said it right that we need to make a move, and the move has to be with the mind and the body. We need to keep ourselves alert and active to gain maximum out of whatever the circumstances are. We'll continue with our discussion with Jean Francois. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.